Welcome, everyone. I'm Luscious Balzac of FHRR. Today, we have a great match coming up. We got FHRR Hyperion Rocket Raiders versus NAFF. I'm spacing on their name. The Outer Cube Detachment. This is Division F, Week 1, Intersphere Coalition, Season 6. Let's go. Getting the teams into the lobby. Match doesn't actually start for another 4 minutes, but you know what? I decided to start this stream just a little bit early, because why not? Let's see. Believe the lobby settings are all correct. So, with ISC, it's an interesting rule set. You know, it's 6v6. There's only 3 caps that are allowed. If a team captures a point, an incorrect point, they have to then sit there and hunt down each and every one of the enemy mechs. They have to get all the kills to win if they capture an incorrect point. So that's nice, you know. So it really makes the teams and players kind of strategize around what caps they want to take if they want to go for caps. But yeah, you know, that being said, if a team captures an incorrect point, the enemy team can simply just run away and try to survive until the end of the match and get a win. Looks like NAFF has joined into the lobby. Whew. We got both teams in. NAFF coming in strong with 7 players. FHRR with 6. Excuse me. Like I said, this is Division F. So, we'll see what they have in store for us. I'm thinking Brawl. The reason that I think Brawl is because on Emerald Vale, especially with a 6v6 format, Emerald Vale, I feel, is kind of a smaller map. You know, and I'll just bring up the map tool so that way everybody can see what I mean by that. You know, spawn points are roughly 1,000 meters away from Theta. You have nice sight lines down into Theta from both sides, but if you just capture a single point and take Theta, you know, you can protect Theta from this wall, you can protect Theta from here, whereas if you're taking Theta from the opposite side, you can protect it from these choke points. You know, so yeah, it's gonna be a good match. All right, going back to the lobby view. FHRR and an FHRR caster, hacks, all the hacks. Alright, looks like NAFF is letting Hyperion Rocket Raiders know that they are on the clock. letting Hyperion Rocket Raiders know they have 5 minutes. How's it going, Nightjeer? Glad to see you stopping by. But yeah, I expect to see Brawl on Emerald Vale. Probably, you know, if it's a reflection of what happened yesterday with Black Pants Legion versus Junkyard Dogs, you know, a team might decide to burn 3 Chargers, or not 3 Chargers, but 3 Crusaders on the first drop. Which, Crusader, especially the 6T, such a powerful mech. You get, 12, 14 small lasers? That's a big alpha. And you get to go fast, and you get jump jets. Like, Crusader 6T, mwah, chef's kiss. Mechs I hope to see on this drop: Atlases, Spiders. Yeah, just Atlases and Spiders. That's what I personally hope to see. Because, I don't know, I think it would be fun to see the mixture of, you know, weight with large X pulses. You know, you can have, 2 Atlases, and then for your 4 other mechs, that leaves, 120 tons? Spider is a 30-ton mech, I believe. So, you know, you could do 2 Atlases, 3 Spiders. You can't bring a 4th Spider, sadly, just because teams are limited to 3 copies of a chassis. So, that's 3 copies of a chassis throughout the entirety of all the drops. So, you could do 2 Atlases, 3 Spiders, and then another 30-ton mech or something. I don't know. I'm not a shot caller. I don't come up with strategies. I just play what I like, and I like the Spider. Looks like Team 1 is locked. Giving Team 2 5 minutes to lock. How's it going, Shookies? Glad to see you dropping by. Poopus, Nova Roma. Looks like Team 1 is locking in at 275 tons. I believe that is max tonnage for this first drop. And it also looks like Team 2 is going to be locking in with 275 tons. So both teams are going to be eating up all of their available tonnage. All right, Team 2 is now locked. Let's see what the teams brought for us. I noticed that Team 1 is sitting there setting up 1 mech in Alpha Lance, 4 mechs in Bravo Lance, 1 in Charlie. Didn't quite catch where Team 2 was predominantly placed, but I think it was 4 in Bravo, 2 in Charlie. So, you know, seeing how teams set up their drop zones can give you insight into what your opponents might be bringing. You know, if they're stacking up heavy on a particular particular lance, you know, you can then extrapolate that, oh, hey, you know what, they might be pushing the Delta line or the Fox line, you know. So, you know, that's a little bit of metagaming for you. You know, just reading your opponent's drop lances. Alrighty. Ooh. I got it. I loaded in after the match had already started. Looks like FJRD is bringing fire starters, bushwhackers, javelin, and a blackjack. NAFF bringing fire starters, javelin, catapult, and a hatchet man, tin man. Great choice. NAFF taking Epsilon, while FJRD's kind of posted up around Theta, trying not to give an inch to NAFF. We got UAVs from both sides up around the hills from the Epsilon side, so that's good. Giving both teams sight lines. Looks like one of NAFF's fire starters is taking a bit of damage. Lord of Death in his bushwhacker, just going straight in for the kills. He's in the center of all the enemy fire. The rest of FJRD trying to get back shots, leg shots. Lord of Death goes down, but Beefy Supreme and Matrix of NAFF go down. So that's a tin man and a catapult off the field for NAFF. Bushwhacker off the field for FJRD. Ooh, looks like Leothindra gets legged in his fire starter and goes down to Bowel Hacker in his bushwhacker. Oh, and just like that, Bowel Hacker goes down. Masagas Ama and his javelin goes down. Dan picking up a kill on the enemy fire starter with his own fire starter. It's a 3v2. It's a 3v1. Oh, look at that. All mechs are destroyed. The last 3 remaining mechs, like, melted in 3 seconds roughly. Like, that was quick. Nightgear D, the last remaining bushwhacker, is legged with a cherry red right leg. Volps with his blackjack arrow, still looking really fresh, and Dan, he looks extremely fresh, but you know what, let's take a look. His left leg is open, it's yellow, yeah, whatever. Looks like FJRD is gonna split up to try and capture as many points to just end this as soon as possible. Smart sending the legged bushwhacker to the closest objective, which is Theta. They didn't actually need to send him there, but you know what? Whatever. They owned it. Dan capping Epsilon, taking it away from NAFF. Believe once he captures it, the game ends. Yep, there we go. Very good brawl rush and brawl deck compositions by both teams. Let's grab that ID, and I'm just going to take a moment to fill out my scoreboard. Alrighty, looking at the damage values, we have 709 damage coming from Nightgear and his bushwhacker. That's a lot of farming. Damage spread across NAFF, very even. Damage spread across FJRD, also very even. Looks like everybody was sitting there really sharing the damage, sharing the kills. And that's what we like to see. Alrighty, gonna switch over the map choice to series, because that's the next map. Um, let's see. I'm going to take you to the map tool, just kind of show what happened, what went down. Team 1, it looked like, came into Theta and then posted up to receive from the Team 2 EPSI cap. Eventually, Team 1, the Rocket Raiders, kind of sent this Bushwhacker in and around to just try and take the focus fire while everyone else came in behind him, got free leg damage, free back shots, and just ultimately collapsed very well on NAFF. So, big ups to you guys. Great brawl. Love to see it. Looks like Masaga's getting a little mixed up on the rules for swapping sides. That's fine. I'm not really keeping track of time, so. But I think there's been at least 2 minutes since the end of the match. I don't know. Could have been only one. I don't know how long my explanations take. Drop 1 goes to Hyperion Rocket Raiders of FHRR. So, let's see how Drop 2 goes. Series Metal Scrapyard. Let's go ahead and take a look at that map, shall we? Let's see, where is that map? I like it. I like Series. I feel like it's interesting. Let's go ahead and remove all these marks. I really like these trenches that players get that they can move through that kind of give them cover. Reminds me a little bit of Old Polar. So, I don't know. That's why I enjoy it. If you're gonna play a receive strat, if you're on Team 1 side, you're gonna want to take this Delta 4 hill, just because it has all these buildings for cover, and it allows you sight lines down both of the channels, and from over here, you get a pretty decent sight line on Theta. You know, and if you're Team 1 side, you know, if you're expecting the enemy team to be posted up on Delta 4, Echo 4, you can simply just push straight into them, using the other buildings as cover for your push. You can even split sides and come up to attack, just trying to get opponents to split their focus. Looks like Team 1 has locked up. Team 2 now has 5 minutes. But let's continue with this description of what's going on series, what you can do. Really, me personally, I think that there's going to be a big brawl right around Theta. That would be my guess. Just because it is a lower div match, players aren't going to be bringing blue lasers sniping from like Bravo 4, Echo 3. You know, it's easier to land your shots when you're up close in brawl range, and especially in a nice tight area like Theta. That being said, if teams do decide to brawl, I hope that they bring at least some mid-range trade just to post up high and provide supporting fire for their brawlers at Theta. But that being said, we don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to the lobby view. Team 2 is locked. Let's launch in 3, 2, 1. Now let's see if I load in before the match actually starts this time. I sure hope so. There we go. Looking at the team compositions, Team 1, Hyperion Rocket Raiders, is bringing 2 Thunderbolt, or no, that's the TNS, Thanatos. Thanatos, Thunderbolt, Onion, Charger, Centurion, Spider. Great choices. While Team 2, NAFF, is bringing Flea, 2 Chargers, an Atlas, Spider 5K, and a Roughneck Bolt. Both teams expertly dodging their closest cap point. Team 2 getting a Flea out onto Theta as soon as possible. Looks like he's not actually going for the cap, but instead trying to get scouting information, which is smart. Charger 1A1 going up high. Let's take a look at his loadout. 3 large pulse, 3 large X pulse, small lasers. So he's a mixture of range and brawl. Looks like Leothindra was able to sneak the cap on Theta, while the Chargers are exchanging X-Pulse lasers with the is that a Thanatos? No, I'm curious. Yeah, it's a Thanatos. 4 large X-Pulse. Okay. Alright, you know what? Since it's going to be a longer range match, enjoy the lights. Can't really hardly see the mechs, but you can see where the beams are coming from, where they're going. Looks like Thanatos is getting angled on by 2 separate mechs. What's going on at Kappa?
Kappa is under enemy
Getting
control.
capped by the Flea. What are you doing out here, Niger, with your little spider? Look at that. 4 large X-Pulse Atlas RS. Good build. Fun build. Looks like Hyperion Rocket Raiders was able to neutralize Theta. Get it back to neutral. Reducing the cap lead that NAFF had on them. NAFF putting out a strike on Theta, just trying to ensure that nobody's going to be sitting on Theta trying to cap it. Dan in his charger trying to get off some large X pulls on Samzeal. Samzeal trading with Masagus and his Centurion. Vulps coming in with a medium X pulse Thunderbolt. Looks like NAFF is a little bit tighter grouped than Hyperion Rocket Raiders. You know, Hyperion Rocket Raiders kind of a little strung out. Let's see if it works in their favor, though. Nightjeer in his Spider 5K, trying to get some trades on a charger, but that's not a fight I would take personally. Because that charger is just going to out damage you, out DPS you, out everything you. Ooh, leg on the Spider 5K goes down for Nightjeer D. He's starting to get farmed by large X pulses from range. Vulp's making the smart move, taking out the UAV that was above the team. Looking at the percentages of mechs from both sides, NAFF has the clear advantage. Hyperion Rocket Raiders taking more than they're giving. Looks like Lord of Death is almost done so. Loses a side torso to the flea from Leothindra. Trying to just do something about this flea that's absolutely bullying him. Lord of Death in his Thanatos goes down. It is now a 5v6 in NAFF's favor. NAFF being smart, taking the high ground, keeping the sight lines. Masagus in his Centurion goes down. Looks like NAFF is gonna contest Theta, try to flip it back in their favor to regain some of the points that they lost by falling behind. Dan in his charger trading on Theta, or trading with the mechs on Theta just to keep them from capping it. Caps are 1-1 right now. Nobody owns Theta. Yep. Looks like we got Samzeal trying to make a play on Bowhacker in his Orion. Leothindra snaking the kill on Vulps and Lord of Death. Or, sorry, Masagus. Ooh, Bowhacker goes down. It's now a 1v5. Charger 3K versus a Charger, Atlas, Spider, Roughneck, and Flea. Dan in his Charger ultimately goes down. Wow. We got some open mechs on NAFF side. Look at that. Charger open everywhere. Atlas cooked himself. How's this Roughneck Bolt looking? Pretty fresh in the CTs. Just those arms are open. Looking at the damage spreads. We got Matrix doing 700 damage in his Atlas. Very big damage score. Dark Rectum with his Charger 1A1 dropping almost 700. Dan in his Charger 3K dropping 600. Sad to see the Centurion only get roughly 100 damage. Oh wow, I just noticed that, don't know how to pronounce that name, but the Roughneck Bolt did over 900 damage. Wow. That is some farm. Gonna go ahead and start swapping sides once we get back into the lobby. I will say, it was great to see the X-Pulses be used. I think they're great weapons. Yeah. Let's go over to the map. Oops, sorry. Take a look at what happened. Team 2, they kind of just posted up in range. They sent this flea to scout and cap Theta, while Team 1 kind of just went straight in for Theta and then spread out towards Charlie 2, Charlie 3, which I don't know if that was the right play or not. I think it was Charlie 2, Charlie 3 that they spread out to. Might have actually been Delta 4. Anyways, NAFF made the smart play. They took the high ground and just kept those firing angles with those large X-Pulses. Hyperion Rocket Raiders got just a little bit too strung out, in my opinion, which wasn't really helpful for them. If they had focus fired just a little bit more, I'm sure that the match would have been a little bit closer. Team 1 is now locked. Looks like Team 2, Hyperion Rocket Raiders, is down a player. I just let them know, hey, you know what? If you guys are trying to get somebody into the lobby, take company command, send the invite. Looks like Hyperion Rocket Raiders got their 6th player. He locked as soon as he joined. They're green. But they have not called the lock yet. Letting everybody do their hellos. Just prompting them. Alrighty. In 3, 2, 1. Launch! Let's go! So we saw both teams bring more mid-range trade that last match. I wonder if they're going to do the same thing again, you know, mid-range trade. Or, you know, if they're going to switch it up and bring more brawl. Wonder what the plan is here. Alrighty. Looks like NAFF's coming in with 2 Atlases, a Charger, a Flea, Urban Mech, and a Phoenix Hawk. Hyperion Rocket Raiders coming in with Javelin, Charger, Assassin, Thanatos, Stalker, Crusader. Just a real mixed bag. But I'm curious. Alright, that Stalker is... Oh. I think Hyperion Rocket Raiders might have just misplayed. They capped an illegal point.
Resource point Theta is ours.
So, looks like Team 2 is going to need to destroy all the enemy mechs if they want this win. Team 1 simply just needs to essentially scatter, run, and hide at this point if they really wanted to. But, you know, that would be 15 minutes of time wasted not actually playing. Looks like NAFF is getting 2 Atlases up high to guard Gamma and have Overwatch into Theta. Very smart position to be in. NAFF taking all the high ground on Delta 4, getting shots into Theta. Lord of Death in his Thanatos took quite a beating there. Open back CT. Those Atlases are firing at Volps in his Crusader. Looking at the minimap, we have Hyperion Rocket Raiders really extremely spread out once again. Not sure how this is going to work for them. We got this Phoenix Hawk from NAFF coming in, trying to get a little bit of flanking damage on the players at Theta. Let's see. Looks like Hyperion Rocket Raider has decided to go straight for the Atlases with their lights and try to get them off the field. Just because, I mean, it's a smart play. Ooh, Charger coming in, giving support to the lights to take out the Atlases. Bowhacker in his Assassin goes down. Hyperion Rocket Raiders backing off just a little bit. Let's see, what's going on with this fight at Theta? NAFF still has the high ground. Nightgear D does not notice the Phoenix Hawk to his left. There we go. After he gets shot, he sees him and starts firing in that direction. Phoenix Hawk playing really smart, trying to get the attention of the mechs around Theta pulled off of the mechs that are up high, trying to defend it. Coming back to this Atlas fight. Got Top Cat in his Javelin 11F, Dan in his Charger. I think they legged the Atlas. The Atlas goes down. Looks like Top Cat and Dan in his Charger are now focusing on the other Atlas. Damage percentages on both teams looking pretty even. Atlas destroys the Javelin, but he's open CT. Looks like the Phoenix Hawk pulled off from the Theta fight to try and help his fellow Atlas. Dan trying to spread damage. He's open CT with his Charger. He's got this Phoenix Hawk up high right above him. He's pulling away. Ooh, but open literally everywhere. Sheesh. Volp's Anima with his Crusader 6T takes out Leothindra's Flea. It is now a 1v4 in Hyperion Rocket Raiders' favor. All that's left is the Phoenix Hawk. The Phoenix Hawk is hiding. He knows that he can't win. Hyperion Rocket Raiders needs to hunt him down and kill him. NAFF making the smart play by just running and hiding at this point. Man, if only Top Cat had not taken that cap point. Looks like the Phoenix Hawk shut down. Very smart. Don't want to give away your position, especially when you're trying to hide. Looks like Hyperion Rocket Raiders trying to look around Gamma for him. Ooh, Volp's Anima getting warmer. Let's see if he noticed the smoke. Or if he's just going to pass right by him. Looks like Volp's in his Crusaders just going to pass the shut down Phoenix Hawk. Did not notice the smoke rising above the building. Volp's being smart, you know, checking out this area, but unfortunately he didn't check it well enough. He walked right past the Phoenix Hawk. Alright, let's see. What is Dan doing with his charger? Looks like he's checking out around Theta. Checking all the little valleys. Lord of Death and his Thanatos going up high, trying to scour the tops of areas. Scanning around the map, looking for him. Nightgear D in his Stalker. Checking the outer rings, looking very carefully for this Phoenix Hawk. Volp's Anima just about to meet up with Nightgear D. Very scintillating gameplay here, folks. Hyperion Rocket Raiders has no idea where this Phoenix Hawk is hiding. Lord of Death getting up high, trying to look. He's looking around. He doesn't see anything. Let's see, what's going on way down here? Looks like Dan and his charger literally scouring the edges of the maps. Of the map. I wonder, can the Hyperion Rocket Raiders find NTM Drake in his Phoenix Hawk in time? They still have 6 minutes to find him. Dan in his charger, looking back at the area that he just looked through. Making his way towards Gamma, looking around. Checking behind every little obstacle that he comes across. Very smart. Let's see. What mech is down here? We got the Thanatos. He's going really wide. He's playing smart now. Scouring the edges. Checking in between the buildings. Behind the obstacles. Jump jetting, getting a vantage point. I think he might have seen the Phoenix Hawk. Let's see. He's coming up on him. He's looking left, looking right. Oh, is he gonna walk right past him? He walks right past him! He's turning around. Looking at him. There we go. And that's it.
The enemy has capped enough resources. We've failed.
Oh my goodness. Watching Lord of Death just walk right past the shutdown Phoenix Hawk there at the end. Wow. Looking at the damage spread. Pretty tight grouping from FHRR and NAFF. The win going in FHRR's favor. I'm going to go ahead and update my scoreboard real fast. Shut down Phoenix Hawk hiding for the win. He lasted a long time. Thanatos walked right past him, turned around, realized his mistake, and corrected it. Taking you all over to the map view. Team 1 looked like they set up their atlases right up on this hill, giving them nice little sight line into Theta and across the map. Team 2 didn't really notice what they did. They capped Sigma right off the bat, and then went and contested Theta. Then they sent Charger wide and a couple of lights to harass the Atlases, getting the Atlases off the field. Very smart play. Let's see, it's Caustic Valley now. But ultimately, it came down to the Phoenix Hawk running and hiding out on the outskirts of the map, all because Hyperion Rocket Raiders capped Sigma at the beginning of the match. So NAFF was sitting there hoping that they could just run out the clock and get the win that way. Very good plays by both teams. FHRR back down to 5 pilots on their roster. Wonder if they're swapping out players. They probably are. Either that, or they're fixing a build. Either way, they have time. Team 1 is green across the board, but I'm not seeing any lock call from them. Anyways, let's go take a look at Caustic Valley and what to expect. Last night in the BPL versus Junkyard Dogs match, Team 1 has just locked, letting Team 2 know that they have 5 minutes. Anyways, BPL versus Junkyard Dogs. BPL just brought a full brawl and just came directly at Junkyard Dogs. Both matches in a row. Junkyard Dogs tried to fend them off and split up a little bit, focus fire, but ultimately could not counter the massive brawl. The brawling is not the only strategy that you can bring on Caustic Valley. You can bring snipers. You can, if you're on Team 2 side, you can set them up Delta 6, get nice little sight lines into Theta and to the enemy snipers if they bring snipers. Yeah, you can set up snipers Delta 6. You can set up snipers Charlie 5. Team 2 side, if you decide to snipe, you can set them up Fox 5, Fox 4. Really depends on what you decide. Alrighty, looks like both teams are locked. Let's get this match started. Thank you very much, Phenomeno, for that subscription. Looks like a hold call has been called. There's been a crash. Well, while we wait, might as well go to the dropships. Oh wow, these spawn way out here. Nope. Looks like all the players were able to connect in time. NAFF bringing a catapult, 2 annihilators, 2 spiders, and a marauder. Hyperion Rocket Raiders bringing a Hanamoto, Locust, Stalker, Crusader, Marauder, and an Onion. Mind. Looks like the match isn't starting yet. Players have not connected yet. Let's take a look at builds. We got 3 large X-Pulse, 11 small lasers on Dan's Crusader, the Onions bringing small lasers, SRMs, LBX, Hatamoto with AC2's large pulse, Marauder with ER Peeps Gauss rifle, Stalker with 6 ER large, and Locust with one large X-Pulse. Looks like the call to start has been stated for 1400. Let's go. Go, go, go. Team 2 sending their Locust right off the bat to go cap Theta. Team 1 spreading out. Looks like they're taking sniper positions. They sent their spider, one of their spiders, to Theta to cap it quickly. Threw up a UAV, trying to get any eyes on the enemy if they get close. Looks like the Marauder takes out the UAV over Theta. I wonder why the hex under the spiders. Oh, there we go. Now it's blue, but it was black. Looks like the Marauders are trading at range. Let's see, both the same build, ER Peeps Goss. So they're doing that nice little long range trade.
We have Gamma.
Team 1 spread out really wide, getting information, seeing where the enemy team is at. What's this Catapult K2 got? ER Peeps Light Gauss Rifle, so another sniper. We got Sniping Deck v Sniping Deck, it looks like. Looks like the Hanamoto's sitting there letting loose AC-20s against the Catapult. We got some Team 2 mechs, the Heavies, swinging wide towards Gamma. Trying to catch the enemy, the Team 1, out of position. Wow, this is an interesting spot to set up with this Annihilator. Basically on the out of bounds, watching over Gamma. Great sight lines though. 6 LB2, really just getting free damage on the Locust at range. Looks like the Onion's a little bit too pushed up. Does not have any cover from friendlies. I don't know. I think Hyperion Rocket Raiders might just be spread out a little too thin. Team 1 setting up UAVs. They know exactly where the Locust is at, where the Onion is. They can see the Crusader coming in to support. Battle Hacker in his Onion goes down. The Marauder 4L is open right side torso. It's orange. Looks like the Locust is trying to trade with the Annihilator, but just giving free damage to the Spider 5V. Spider 5K comes in to harass the Locust. Spider 5K not giving any ground to this Locust, just letting him have it with 2 light machine guns, 1 large pulse. So it looks like his arm got blown off. It's down half of his ballistics, but still, that amount of damage will out damage the Locust. Looks like the Locust is starting to get a little bit of support fire from the Crusader. Crusader trying to trade with the Annihilator, but I don't know. I think that's outside of his optimal. So he's literally just tickling the Annihilator, not being very effective. Looks like Hyperion Rocket Raiders starting to disengage, make some ground between them. They sent their Locust to capture Theta. Let's see. Looks like the Hanamoto tried to push the Catapult, but then the Spider 5V came and turned it into a 2v1. Marauder for FJRD is coming in to support the Hanamoto. Spider 5V open all components in the back. Both arms are nearly destroyed, but that doesn't matter. It's a 5V. It only has energy hardpoints in the center torso. Hatamoto firing at the catapult. Catapult's open right side torso. That's Cherry. Open back CT. Spider 5K coming in, trying to get some shots out on the rest of FJRD. Currently, it's a 6v5 in NAFF's favor. But from the looks of it, FJRD might have the healthier mechs. Dan losing both of his arms. He's down to just 2 large X pulses now in that Crusader, so he's not going to be doing a whole lot of damage anymore. Looks like the Locust is trying to cap Gamma, trying to make sure that the Annihilator can't see him. But the Spider 5V comes up and over the hill, damaging the Locust, pushing him off of Gamma. He's running for dear life, trying to make distance between him and both Spiders. Saw that the Marauder was lying in wait for him to come around the corner, quickly shifted direction. Crusader 6T trying to be useful, firing off his large X pulses at the Spiders on the hill. Annihilator is pushed up, still really fresh. Majority of the damage he's taken, I would say, came from overheating. Ooh, looks like the Locust gets caught by the Annihilator and goes down. It is now a 4v2 in NAFF's favor.
Command confirming that we have possession of Kappa.
NAFF just captured Kappa. Dan and his Crusader at Theta goes down to a Spider 5K. We got Top Cat up here with his Stalker. 6 ER large is still really fresh, but he's not helping anybody by not having sight lines. Hatamoto Chi goes down to the Annihilator. Marauder's still very fresh, trying to get shots on the enemy. Annihilator is a stick. NAFF's catapult goes down to the Marauder. Marauder wasting ammo, wasting heat on the Annihilator. Annihilator's trying to stick to the Marauder, making it so he can't get away. Annihilator pulling off, just trying to get some scouting information, I'm guessing. Seeing where the Stalker is. Spider 5V getting free damage on the Marauder. Marauder leaving his back open as he gets double teamed by the 2 Spiders. Ooh. Spider 5K goes down to the Marauder. Ooh, and the other Spider. It is now a 2v2. Technically a 2v1. Annihilator trying to hug the Marauder as closely as possible. Trying to get the Stalker to shoot his friendly. Mionakaze, thank you for the subscription. Annihilator goes down. It is a 2v1. A fresh Atlas versus one heavily damaged mech and one slightly fresher mech. Annihilator still having all of his armor. Stalker way at range, outside of any form of optimal against that Annihilator, while that Annihilator can still do some pretty decent damage to him in return, just because he's got those LB2s. However, I wonder, what's his ammo like? How much ammo did he bring? And if Hyperion Rocket Raiders wants to win this, they need caps. They need it soon. They need it now. Annihilator trying to trade shots with the Marauder at range. Marauder has pinpoint. Those LBXs are going to spread a little bit. but looks like the Marauder's down to just a single Gauss rifle. Like I said, Hyperion Rocket Raiders needs caps, and they need them right now. Otherwise, they're going to lose to caps. Annihilator open all components that are really important. Side torsos, CT. I don't know if the Rocket Raiders can pull this back. I don't think they have enough time. Nope. Definitely not enough time.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
By the time the Marauder gets on to Gamma here, yep, it's game.
We've gathered enough resources. This triumph will provide us huge tactical benefits.
Big ups to NAFF for holding out, getting the cap win. Whew. Lots of long range play. Very smart positioning. Looking at the damage scores, we got Matrix in his Annihilator farming over 1,000 damage. Nightjar D in his Marauder 4L farming 950. Great damage spreads, lots of tankiness to be had. Score right now is 2-2. We're going into the final drop. This one's for all the money. Wow. Very close match, that last one. In terms of mechs getting destroyed, all the trading that went on, I was happy to see the trades. Very interesting placement of the Annihilator, way back, almost out of bounds from NAFF side, but that gave him free sightline on just about everything in the map. So, great positioning. Two to two. You know, I was actually interested to see Annihilators get played. Because, like, yeah, I get their turrets. They're slow, they're clunky. But they're also tanky, and they boast a lot of long-range firepower. So, I'm glad to see Annihilators get play over mechs like Stalkers or Corsair that, you know, you might get a little bit more speed, but yeah, the hitboxes on the Corsair are just bad. Going into the final drop, I don't know what to expect. These teams have brought just a well-mixed mix of brawl, mid-range, long-range. So honestly, I have no idea what to expect for this final drop. But whatever it is, it's going to be great to watch. I was glad to see that Top Cat didn't cap an illegal point this time. So, you know, I get it. It's hard to remember what caps are legal, which ones aren't, especially in this format. Looks like Team 1 is at 480 tons. I believe that is 5 tons over the maximum tonnage allowed. Oh, now they're down to 405. Are they going to lock at 405? Can they lock at 405? Looks like they're at 425 now. Looks like Team 1 is green, but they have not called the lock yet. There we go. There's the lock. Team 2 coming in with 425 as well. Trying to get everything settled, make sure that everybody's in the correct mechs, in the correct lances. Hyperion Rocket Raiders doing a three-way split with their mechs, spreading out the drop zones, which honestly gives their opponents no information. Team 2 stacking Alpha Bravo. Very smart. Those two drop zones, I believe, are very close together. Team 2 is now locked. Let's get it. Like I said, I don't know what to expect from this match. I don't know if teams are, if they're going to bring Brawl, if they're going to bring Long Range again. We'll see. Alright, looks like NAFF's coming in with Stalker, Grasshopper, Hatamoto, Javelin, and more Hatamotos. Rocket Raiders coming in with Marauder, Onion, Assassin, Catapult, Charger, Roughneck. Catapult A1, so that leads me to think that it's Brawl. AC2, AC5s on NAFF's Hatamotos. So they're a little bit more mid-range. NAFF Stalker coming in with medium lasers and binary. Grasshopper with ER large. So you got a little bit of mid-range mixed with long range. NAFF staying murderballed. Hyperion Rocket Raiders spreading out wide once again. Charger with large X pulse, medium pulse. Catapult 8-1 with 6 SRM-6. Onion with Ultra AC5s, SRMs. Roughneck with 4 ER large. What's the Marauder got? Goss Peeps. Alright, heading back to what might be the start of a fight. Yep. Teams have engaged. Charger has noticed that the entire team is around Kappa. He's pulling back. Catapult staying up further on the ridge. Don't know what he's planning on doing. NAFF spreading out as they collapse on the 2 mechs that are alone out here. Looks like the Catapult is the focus of their fire right now. All of NAFF just letting hell rain down on it. Catapult trying to pull away to safety. Onion coming in to try and provide support. Target has been switched to the Onion. Hyperion Rocket Raiders trying to use the cave as a choke point. Onion getting just absolutely hammered in the CT. Onion goes down. The Catapult for Rocket Raiders goes down. I didn't even notice when the Roughneck went down. Sheesh. Just like that, it's a 3v6. Charger goes down. Never mind. Scratch that. It's a 2v6. Assassin goes down. 1v6. Can the Marauder clutch it? We're going to watch his health. He's trying to get shots off, but he's getting farmed from range from the ER large Grasshopper. Both side torsos get destroyed on the Marauder. He goes down. That is game. GG. Congratulations, NAFF, for the win. Yeah. Hyperion Rocket Raiders just spread themselves out a little bit too thin. A little bit too wide, too thin, while NAFF stayed together and only spread out once they knew that they would be able to get opposing angles on the same mech. Really hammering that focus fire down on Hyperion Rocket Raiders. Looking at the damages, lots of good high tight damage from NAFF. A little bit lower damage from Hyperion Rocket Raiders. Wow. That match was over quick. Alrighty. Well, that's all I got for you. Check back at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll be here streaming Clan Crossfire versus DPS at that time. Anyways, I was Luscious. Keep it luscious.